Hey, welcome to PTW Amps in Quebec, Canada. On the bench today, we have a pair of Lifco amps, L-I-F-C-O. These are vintage amps from the 1960s, built in Montreal, Canada. Now, I have two of the classic Lifco models here, both coming under different brands. These were stencil amps, so the Lifco company would make them for various stores. Anybody that wanted to have their own brand name amps could get Lifco to build them. So the one you just heard at the beginning is a Lifco 800 head. Got it running through a 10-inch Celestion speaker. And I'll play a little bit more through that, and then I'll switch over to this Lifco 630 combo. Just want to let you hear both of them. Running them at about mid-volume. They're both 15-watt amps, 15 to 18 watts. Just going to let you hear them, and then after I'm done playing, if you want to continue watching, I'll talk a little bit about them. Okay, so start off the Lifco 800 here. Going to have the volume at about 4. Fender Strat, no pedals, just straight into the amp. So there's the Lifco 800 head through a 10-inch Celestion speaker, and now over to the Lifco 630 combo. This has a 15-inch Jensen-made radio speakers, a Canada speaker in it. And I'm just going to play, and then I'll talk a bit about what's going on. I'll play it without tremolo and then with tremolo. Go. A little bit of a taste of both amps. Now, these are both pretty different amps, although they're both in the 15-watt range. The Lifco 800, this head runs two 6v6 power tubes, and the circuit is more or less like a Fender Tweed Deluxe. So your kind of tweed circuit, although of course cosmetically more black-faced looking. The 630 model has two EL84s plus tremolo. That makes it a little bit more Vox-like, although I wouldn't say it's exactly like a Vox, but it's sort of, as far as classic vintage amps go, you're kind of in Fender territory and more Fender territory, Vox territory, roughly speaking. Lifco was based in Montreal in the 60s, and originally I've seen, for instance, home stereo equipment from the 50s branded Lifco. So I guess apparently they were like more in the hi-fi stereo kind of market. They started building amps a lot like the Pine or Petco amps, and they seem to have maybe subcontracted or shared a part supply or something, because if you've ever seen old Canadian Pines, they're often remarkably similar to the Lifcos. These amps can often be found very cheaply. I don't know about how many of them got into the United States, but certainly in Canada, Kijiji, Craigslist, eBay, you can find these incredibly cheaply. Sometimes they have been butchered. This amplifier, for instance, when it came into the shop, it's the AC wiring, the power, like the AC cord was actually wired backwards. Had a lot of problems, just a little bit of butchery had gone on over the years. It's been recapped, properly wired, all fixed up, replaced a few parts as necessary, but tried to keep the original circuit pretty close to that. Similarly, this Lifco 630 just needed a bit of TLC, some recapping, some rewiring. And so if you are into working on old vintage amps, or if you know somebody who is, if you have a tech that you know, these are pretty good buys, and you can get a pretty cool, nice sounding amp for low dollar. Okay, so that's enough yakking. I'll just play a little bit more through the 630. and then I'll go over to the Lifco 800 and just give you a little final taste of these things. I'm going to crank them up a little bit just to get a little more breakup from these. 630, and here's the 800, and we're going to crank her up a little bit this time. So there you go. Thank you for watching. PTW amps. If you want to see photos of the insides of these, my Facebook page PTW amps, or find my blog. You can Google that up. Please subscribe. In the meantime, thanks for watching.